Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. Definitively, what is said in the scriptures or in satsang, it is to point out to your real nature. And the descriptions are just perfect descriptions, yet they are not it. But one cannot do otherwise. There is an impossibility there to describe. So, the real nature as it is described is always here. When I is not there. And a precise I who is born, who has a mind, senses and emotions, and listen to it all his life. That's why he feels like having lost the way to happiness, to peace, being separated or lacking of something essential. So, it is when one points out to what's real, what is unique, there are not two here. The real nature of each one. It is not addressed to I, the someone, the seeker who is searching. It is just indicated again and again to go to the source of I, from where I possibly can be expressed, where creation starts. The creation of the self, it's the self itself. But if we see it, if one takes himself for something created, I'm born, means the body and the mind are born, then it looks like he's engaged in that movement of the creation and veils what is before he was born, during the life and after the event of death. So don't try to make the person you think you are enlightened. It is a complete, hopeless, helpless practice and path. The seeker has to understand that it has to be clear, and that will be done while asking questions, putting questions in satsang, and reading the beautiful scriptures. Where I was. It has to be completely clear that if there is any feeling or experience of a loss or lacking of something, it's not due to the states of I'm someone. It's not due to the states or experiences. It is because I is not questioned. The rising I is not questioned. And so, knowing, getting that wisdom that it is I taken for something which is too much and nothing else. I will keep quiet. Not bringing I where I am in reality. It is such a fact for everyone. It's so obvious, but it's a bit like the glasses on the nose and one is searching for his glasses till suddenly, it's always suddenly, he realizes, oh my God, they were there. Always there. So, like this we are. If there is any doubt, if you are stuck with something, please ask, yeah?
Yeah. For me, it looks like,
Please, I don't hear.
For me, it looks like I have a confusion because it looks like for me there are two I.
Mm-hmm.
There is one I in the thinking. When I go into thinking, I say I am. This is the first thought that I have to believe.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing goes on, like,
Yeah.
can grow, like, very big.
Yeah.
And then it looks like there is another I.
Mm-hmm. It's the
You
same
saw
I.
yesterday, that stands alone.
It's the same I. Don't make it complicated, otherwise you would not say I. It's
Yes.
the same I, but one is loaded with a luggage, and the real I, which is always real, but it's the realization that it is, your real nature is always there, is that when I is not loaded with luggage, as it has never been, so there is no more belief that I has to be attached to something. Continue. No to I.
Yes,
No.
it's clear now.
Okay. Then don't continue.
Something. So,
Mhm.
so actually, I have to question the I that appears in the head. Like,
Because you don't know yet the other one.
No.
You are searching. So question this I in the sense of what is questioning the I?
Be-
What is
because
it?
When I question the I,
Mhm.
the thought of I am,
Mhm.
which I feel is too much,
Mhm.
and all the rest that is coming
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
I
yeah,
am,
yeah.
then suddenly it looks like I am not this I which
Yeah.
is expressed.
Yeah.
There is something else.
Yeah. I.
If I start
Or the self.
describing it,
Yeah.
then it's again fake, and I am again in the mind.
But very good. And what is the question?
Because somehow I thought I have to question this I who is standing alone. Or
You can.
I try
You cannot question
I
the.
cannot.
To question the I is the one we think we are. The other one, try, you can't.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
A question belongs only to somebody. There is no question where you really are. No need of question, no need of answers. There is no particular I to question. Huh? Okay. The doubt is removed.
Yes. Because I always try to describe.
Yeah, but that was the past. It's
not
already gone. Why you go back there? you don't value that so much, what is here, that you have to go back to the memory of what you have done so far? The doubt is more interesting?
No,
Okay.
it's not there.
Okay. What a relief. Yes.
The eye is alone, the fan still moving,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I catch the fan.
In time, yes. In time. This body is not dead that you don't have a movie. It's because this body and mind, they are still so-called alive, that there is a movie.
But when I say I catch the fan, it's about this eye alone. There's doubt coming and saying.
But you don't have a doubt if you understand that as long, because you see you have the concept that, okay, I am alone, you mean you are the self, you are yourself. Okay. But who is speaking then? The mind. The
Exactly.
rising I in the mind.
Exactly.
But I still see the fan. This will go on. It's still going on. It will go when this body-mind goes. The movie is attached to this. Or you would be one of those realized person who doesn't see the world. I would say the world is seen, but not taken for real. Do you see the difference?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The appearance still go on. Not always. We have moments where it's just not there also. But it is in the expression. The creation has some gap sometimes. Also.
So when you say the appearance will continue, you refer also to that I see that the eye is not alone. When the eye is alone and the fan is still working, sometimes it's feel like maybe this is not like I miss it.
But you listen to your mind.
Exactly.
You see, the mind will never allow you to be free. So that's why the stress is on don't think, don't catch a thought. But of course, if you have a jungle mind, you need to empty it, give up a lot of things. But so to clear up your doubts and mind. But at some point, you have not to go there at all.
So it can continue this till the last breath. This.
Yes, it's up to you not to take a thought regarding this subject. Thoughts are necessary for the life of this.
Yeah.
But regarding the subject, don't touch a thought. Don't touch a thought. it can't go there. It doesn't know about what it speaks, and is so proud that it presents concepts of liberation. Imagine. But they are all fake. Yeah. Good. First of all, it's only in the mind that there is an ignorance and a liberation. It's because one confuses himself for the mind, dual. So the whole point of self-investigation is to see that I'm not going to the mind, so to I grasping the mind, because I'm already that. So where I keep quiet is prior, is before this I which rises with the mind. There it is, there it is. It's always there. It's always there. But we want that it has a certain shape. That's the problem. And you see, the creation is the self itself also. And so is so clever, this creation, this mind, that it gives concepts of liberation. And generally one is more attached to the concept of liberation than to just not keeping any concept. So one has to be vigilant about that.
When I ask, for example, who is feeling that?
Yeah.
So it's I. And then I ask, from where does this I comes from? And then I go back. I go with the question.
Yeah.
And then you say, and then you stay there and don't grasp the next thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always too late. I mean,
Try again. One day you will not be too late.
okay.
So you don't mean that there should not be any thought. Thoughts will always appear.
No.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Habits are strong, but don't worry. you will be able not to catch
Okay.
because you are no more interested. Why one catches? Because they are all illusory good carrots there. But once you saw that it is a dream, or you trust at least, you are not satisfied with the carrot in the dream. It's over, the interest is over.
I don't even saw that it's because of an interest.
Okay, I tell you. That's why maybe it doesn't work. It's good to ask, because then I tell you in different ways. Now this maybe is important for you to have heard this. So go back. Yeah, sure. It can be through habit we have an interest, but then when you start to see its habit, the interest fades away. Or through ignorance, but now you're here. Good, like that. Not like that. What was so interesting? You see? Because you see...
Coming back.
No, tell me.
Coming back.
Okay, try again. Normally we should not try, we should just keep quiet. But if the habit is so strong that we think we are I, then this is an excellent direction. Huh? Okay. And it removes the interest of you, of the myriads of objects you... Oh, my English... Okay, it removes the interest you gave to myriads of objects when you ask, when you get one pointed with the source of I. You see that? You cannot bring myriads of objects or interest you had when you ask this question.
Yes,
Okay, wonderful. Yes, good.
But when you say keeping quiet, do you mean this?
You are not quiet, because you still search. If you could just drop the search, keep quiet, because where will you fall? In your own self only. You have a question? You would like to hear something? No, it's okay. Yeah.
If I am consciousness and I am free, then there is no I, isn't it?
Remove the if and you will see yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So
This if is spoiling the whole thing. Because you see, if I reply to you on the level of the question means in the mind,
yeah.
you are still in the mind.
Mhm.
If I remove if, where are you?
In the self?
So is there any question there?
No.
Good.
But I. Yes. Yeah.
Go on.
Because the I comes afterwards. So the self, also there is the self and afterwards comes the I.
Yeah, you can say that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you can speak like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you are sure about the place where you are. It's that you want to hear.
I want confirmation.
Yeah, but then there is a problem. Who wants
Yeah.
confirmation? Not the self. Huh?
No, the self.
And I? How can he be confirmed? He will never be enlightened. I cannot confirm I enlightened.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
I
let him
dropped the
disappear.
question then.
Not yet, not yet. Actually, what do you want to me? What you want? What is your? Is there any preoccupation?
Yeah. Yeah, the I want. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the I wants to be sure that it's on the right way and.
You trust?
Yes.
Okay. That's the right way. And if you like, you can read.
Yes, I do. Yeah. This book also.
At some point, one has to trust. Huh?
Mm.
It's the right path.
Mm.
But you see yourself, if you don't pick up your mind for a moment, what can you say?
Nothing then ever.
Nothing.
There is no.
Nothing.
Then it's trust and nothing. Then there is
Nothing, and even this nothing is a perfect expression, but it's too much. So, that is the confirmation. See? You go back there, again, or once is enough.
Yeah. It comes again up that my teachers, they said to me always, put your fingers out of your back.
I don't understand the expression. What does it mean? It's a German expression.
Maybe that they just said that I am not serious and that I have my fingers in my bed and I should
My dear, I called you Gopal.
Yes.
Yeah, he was eating butter.
Okay.
He loved the self.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, and at this time I was really very happy and I had no thoughts and I wanted to think because the teacher they saw hey think.
But listen, if you are here, you have to leave your past behind.
Sure.
It is bullshit today.
Yeah.
Maybe they helped you. But if you come here, it means they could not help, Father.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so bullshit, don't give a shit of a thought to them. Here you are. And here I tell you, don't think.
Sure.
Great.
I trust.
Don't
I
go.
believe.
Yeah, but don't. You trust, but you bring your past. So don't bring past. Don't compare. Don't compare teachings.
Yeah.
You see, you are very lucky that you took the Maha, the great way. Stay there, you see. And maybe you had to take smaller ways to be here, thanks to them. We always need the help of something. But once you are here, you cannot compare.
Yeah.
You cannot compare.
Yeah, sure. No, it was not just a thought. Hey, I think at this time it was right that because I felt very happy inside and so and with no thinking and so and now I come back. So I wanted to tell you something like this that I come back again
So
to my
be
nature, what I
vigilant.
was.
Be vigilant.
Yes.
Yes. That's why satsang is important in life, because to urgently put you back in vigilance, or just to remind you, don't go to the thinking, don't go, or to the feeling, or to the sensing.
Yeah. I think I just can really leave this because at this time I thought I am not right. But I think at this time it was right that I didn't think and I was happy inside and all and then I wanted to be serious and all and I had my business and all very
You speak of the
serious.
past now.
Yeah, this is the past. Yeah. Yeah. But just to
I already erased it. I don't know if you saw. You speak of nothing because I already zapped. Are you here now?
yes.
You arrived?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
It's okay. You see why satsang is important? Because we thought because of habits we go very easily to listen to the mind, to listen. Yeah. Don't worry. To stop.
Yeah.
That's better, huh? Now you have the face of Gopal. No, before you were an old man. Now you are just good. Oops. I'm totally unaware. Just to blow the concept. Everything is nice.
Ganga.
Yeah.
Since yesterday, it was like swords, and became more and more and more like an avalanche. It
Yeah.
became bigger and bigger. I could say, no, I'm not going there. Forget it. If I said, wouldn't do they right? Forget it. Whatever I tried, it became worse and worse. The emotions, aggression, first, the whole bullshit. So in the end I just said, well, like I remembered what you said yesterday, where are you? No chance. And then I remembered you once said, well, if nothing works, grab the feet of the guru.
Mm.
Forget it. No. But then I realized, okay, you're not a person, I'm not a person, so bow in your heart, and then everything was gone.
Mm. The feet are in the heart, in fact, yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, because I've seen so many tricks being told the last time, so I wanted to be sure that this is not again a new trick which deludes me.
If you don't go in your mind from this place, will you have a doubt?
No, not.
So be there. You are always there.
Mm.
Only you are too compassionate to go sometimes to the mind. It's too much compassion, which makes you unhappy. So it's not compassion at all. Don't follow your mind. Don't follow it. Very good. Jean-Marc.
I know you will get me.
Pas de nouvelles. No news. No news. That's great.
Just
A little thought. Which thought?
about pain.
Huh?
Pain.
Pain.
Is the body. I want to know
yeah.
if pain is a fault.
Pain, yeah. It's a thought. It's the thought which accompanies the thought of the body. Yeah. Of course, it can be there. Body has rarely a moment where it's quiet. Yeah. Are you the pain? The body. My body, you can even say. My body has pain.
Yeah.
But you see how precious it is the time you dedicate to your own self, because we never know when the body will make you not too busy with pain, with diseases, with whatever, and the mind too, you see. It's always easier when you are a bit quiet about it. But it can also create an immense fire to finish off this so-called identification. So we never know what works.
So it's good when pain to remember that I am not the body.
It's good even when you don't have pain.
Yeah, sure.
Because we have the tendency to be so happy to be in a good body that it's totally fine. But I mean, the confusion is never a very happy event. Someone gave me a text, and in that text there are texts of others, and I love I'm sorry to say but he's my friend, Old man Cheng. He's a old wise man speaking. You want to hear? Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's great. I don't know which one I will read it. It's too long. Someone speaks good English? Maybe. No? You know, I don't see. Yeah, I see you now.
Yeah.
You want to read?
Yeah.
But if I stop you, you stop.
I saw
I missed. What was it? There was something good, but okay. Yeah, this one. Well, one of the two is very good, like many other things, but since you speak in English, I can give you a long text. It will be this one.
Okay.
So it is Old Man Cheng. Oh no, I forgot now. Voila, this one.
Once and for always, understand the uselessness of all your efforts to penetrate the impenetrable by thought and action. You might as well try to capture the wind, but if you are unencumbered, entirely available to...
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Because then it's difficult to put emphasis where it needs. You don't mind, huh?
No.
It was very good, but... Well, no. Once... Once and for always, understand the uselessness of all your efforts to penetrate the impenetrable by thought and action. So it's what is said in satsang all the time. Don't use your mind. Don't use effort. You might as well try to capture the wind. Useless. Impossible, huh? But if you are... Oh la la. Listen to that, it's amazing. Unencumbered. How you would say?
Which one was it?
Unencumbered
Yeah.
means,
You don't have a load.
yeah, you don't have a load, that's right. If you, oui, désencombré. Entirely available to yourself, then will you be directly seized by it? Well, I thought it was great. Having heard speak of the void as being the supreme accomplishment, you seek to attain it. Thus, you fall into the torpor and insensitivity which you take for the vacuity of the self. Listen well, it's amazing, isn't it? Having heard speak of the absolute as being the ultimate state, you imagine that all things are equal and that none is worthy of respect. Thus, you fall into the rackishness and anarchy which you take for the oneness of the self. Having heard speak of purity as being complete happiness, you strive to attain it. Thus, you fall into a attitude of rigidity which you take for the transparency of the self. Having heard of detachment as being the only freedom, you try to become separate from the world and from yourselves. Thus, you fall into indifference, which you take for the independence of the self. Baldies. Oh, you are what? It's a very bad word? Not too much. I didn't want to say bad. It is the self which is said to be vacuity, oneness, transparency, and independence. Independence means unique here. It's unique. And the element of the wheel of existence that you are will never be able to possess any of these faculties. The mind, the one into the life, will never possess any of these qualities. But if you see the self, then you would know that it is your true nature without any possible qualification, and that in reality no name can be given it. You would then also know that what we call void, absolute, purity, detachment, and even the self are nothing but words which exist from your point of view alone, only because of your blindness and your ignorance. Simpletons. You're wanting to simulate the self spells the end of you. Well, that is a strong language, but you see, it is 100 years back. They say the same. They say the same. There is not an inch which is not the same. It's great to see that. And he continues for a very long time. So, the confirmation, you see, all those who speak from the self will say the same. You see, that path is no path, has to be followed. Good paradox, huh? But let's be clear, in order to realize what you already are, it is not to realize something else. Then forget about this part. It is just very, very specific. It's to free yourself from death and birth. From that belief. What do you live when you close your eyes? What is there when you close your eyes?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nice. Very good. Very good. Nothing. And you are happy, huh? When there is nothing. So know that is the best place.
It's the best thought.
All the rest are visiting places. This is your place, real place.
Alle anderen Orte sind Plätze, die man besucht. Das ist der wirkliche Platz.
If any new one came and wants to ask questions, feel very free. Don't be shy. If you don't have any question, very nice.
Still some confusion what you said, you are too compassionate with the mind.
Yeah, it's a bit a joke to speak of compassion here.
Yeah, I understand that. But that's again called the little eye for that. He can do anything.
Yes, what?
It's like that eye can do anything.
Yeah, sure.
So the only thing with which, well, whatever you do, it doesn't work. Only surrender works.
Yes. Sure. Because what it means, surrender, I, the one I thought I was, surrenders, bows down, so goes into its source, the self.
Yeah, but saying it or that it actually happens is something else. For me, at least in the moment.
Do it.
Yeah.
Then what? Do it. Why should you listen to your resistance when you know it makes you suffer? And then you know it is due to that I search in this movie. There is no hope in this movie. Really no.
Feels like a paradox, something which doesn't exist. Surrender. But of course, again, this.
Listen, you have to go beyond any precise concept. Even paradox is said when the mind has to say something with contradiction. It's not bad when you speak about the self, but yet it's not a paradox at all. It's only fact, a clear, like, so simple that there is only one. So don't listen even when you have those thoughts, paradox, because if you put a step, somehow the second step will be made better, or you put a step, but then go back to this fire that made you incarnate to fulfill this. You see, don't forget what a great. Do you know that it is such a great luck? Such a great luck. The people, they search, all the beings on this planet, they search, but always somewhere. And it's very few who hear. Don't search. Happiness is yourself. It's here when you don't step into a search. So you will do it. If you know your luck, you will do it. And boredom, despair, excitement and all that, they are just movement of the mind. Don't go there. They speak anyway of something else which is not it. Do you want again an illusory attainment? No. Enough. So, of course, you need guts, you need fire, you need the urgency that this is what I want. Yes.
Sometimes one wants to repress the thoughts and replace tension,
Mm.
and this point I'm in the presence that there is still some kind of control. And what do you
Yeah, first of all, we don't know each other, no?
know?
Yes. So, what do you want? So that I'm knowing what. What do you want? What made you come to satsang? What makes you come to satsang? What do you want?
You free?
To be free. Yeah. Okay. So, you have this experience of the presence, and also you have the experience of suppression and the trouble with that, yeah? And what does it mean for you, the presence?
Something that is all the time here and can watch everything and is not involved in the movement, in the movie.
Okay, and what is it?
That's it.
Yes.
And it feels like me.
Okay, it's what you are, beyond the feeling. Beyond the feeling. Because if you remain in the feeling of the presence, you still separate yourself from the presence itself, and that explains the troubles of resistances and all that. So remove the feeling, you are presence, remove the feeling. What you really are, I don't mind to call it presence, cannot be caught into anything. Or if it is caught by a thought or a feeling or a sense, it is in the creation, felt in the creation, it is limited, and it brings a multitude of feelings along with it. And so one gets lost, you see. So what you are is not even a feeling. And that removes all other preoccupations. They are gone.
Ganga?
Yeah.
It's all about the mind. What is making search?
It's all
Thinking,
about the subject
suffering.
of the mind, yeah.
Yeah.
The subject of
Yes,
the
sir.
mind, yeah. Absolutely. And now that you know that, where are you? That was a thought, huh?
Yeah.
It's cleared up.
Yes.
So where are you now? If you follow your thought, you are in the mind still.
Yes.
But if you let it pass, where are you?
Here,
And myself.
Yeah.
Very well. Stay there. You never go, but... Thoughts look so important, huh? They are not. Good? You're good?
I've lots of questions.
But ask, please. Don't go with questions.
No. What is that? To make a difference between this kind of voice you're talking about and this and your life in general, I'm a newcomer, so
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I listen to you. Yeah, to make a difference. But you see, it's the mind only which makes a difference, and that's why it's confused.
But do you listen to it sometimes when you talk?
I listen to it for the world.
For the living world.
When my body has her own circumstances, I'm totally reacting, acting, thinking, feeling, and sensing.
Okay.
But I'm not that in reality.
Okay, you're emptiness. Like,
I am even beyond emptiness because I don't like to make it a concept. And you see, when you are yourself, there is not such an independent reality as illusion, but it's a way to, how can you convey, you see? So one speaks of illusion and then reality. Otherwise, if you speak from reality normally, everything is that. There is no two. That is the amazing thing. That's why one doesn't feel anymore separated, doesn't feel a loss, and is completude itself or emptiness itself, whatever you see. And it's expressed like it's your real nature. The rest appears. All the rest is an appearance. From that, and when the appearance ends or is vanishing, it's also on that, on what you are. That is the subject of satsang, to direct again and again the one who is not so happy with what he thinks of himself, to direct him. Happiness and peace will not be, or will be only temporarily felt in this complex mind and body. So go to see who you really are. There it's...
what did you do back and forth?
No.
Yeah?
There,
What did you do back and forth?
you don't do. You don't do. No. You don't do. The sense of separation of in and out is only translated and felt by the mind. It's not a real thing.
And so this state has like no present, no future, and no past.
Exactly. Exactly. It's quite attractive. Welcome to that direction. And to hear well or to realize this, what you always are but looks veiled by the mind or the body. Veiled or veiled? Covered. You just, it is suggested to just dedicate a moment, means even a split second, not to link yourself with what you know. Just the time of, like when you wake up, or when you shake, or when you blink of an eye, you try that. And then you will see, oh, I'm still there, freed from this mind. So the mind, it looks like a tyrant. As long as you take it for real, it's a real tyrant. Tyrant, you understand? Ah oui, tu es français. Un tyran. Oui, un tyran. Domestique et cosmique. Il y a quelques satsangs en français qui viendront dans quelques jours sur le web, si tu as envie d'écouter.
English as well.
Ah oui.
Just to make sure I don't do words.
One doesn't know, you see, that he binds himself with the past, with memory, which presents itself so-called in the present of time, which is just squeezing between past and future, and one is bound, jumping every split second on something else. If it is not a thought, it's a sense, it's a emotion. That's why one, in the end, gets exhausted, tired, and a surge of something else is rising. And that something else is to realize what is permanent, what's always here. And that cannot be in names and forms, because they always change. So it must be in that which sees always the born form, the sustained form, and the dying form. Something always sees that. I am that. Nothing else. No question? You are well? You, yes. You're good. It looks like.